7 morning habits that predict you'll live past 90. Habit 7 shocked even my doctor colleagues. Don't miss it. She was 92, but the way she stood, straight, eyes bright, hands wrapped around a warm cup of tea, you'd think she was decades younger. Her name was Mrs. Sato, and I first met her during my residency in Okinawa, Japan, one of the world's blue zones, where people routinely live past 90, even 100, with grace and independence. She lived alone, cooked her own meals, tended to her garden, and walked every morning to the sea, rain or shine. I once asked her what her secret was. She didn't answer with the name of a supplement or some miraculous treatment. She just smiled and said, "The morning is when life speaks loudest. I always listen." That phrase stayed with me. And over the decades of treating older adults around the world, from Japan to rural England, from California to coastal Vietnam, I began to see the same quiet truth again and again. Longevity isn't built overnight. It's shaped in the unnoticed, almost sacred choices we make when the world is still quiet. What we do in those first hours of the day predicts everything. Our energy, our memory, our emotional resilience, and yes, how many birthdays we'll get to celebrate. If you're over 50 and you've started wondering, what can I do to take control of my future? I want you to know it's not too late. In fact, it's the perfect time. Because the human body, even in later life, has an astonishing ability to repair, adapt, and thrive if we give it what it needs. And it all starts with morning. But here's the challenge. Most of us wake up not with intention, but with fatigue, stiffness, or dread. We shuffle to the coffee maker. We scroll through news or emails that spike our cortisol. We skip breakfast. We ignore our joints. We feel rushed, and that rushing slowly becomes our normal. I've seen it in my patients again and again. The slippery slope. One missed morning walk becomes a month on the couch. One skipped meal turns into muscle loss. One lonely breakfast echoes into isolation. And over time, the body begins to show signs. Blood pressure climbs. Memory blurs. Joints creak. Hope dims. But it doesn't have to. Today, I want to share with you 7 small, scientifically backed morning habits that can change everything. These aren't extreme routines. All you need is willingness. Because what you do between waking and breakfast can either erode your health or rebuild it. Number 1. Drink a glass of water upon waking. The very first thing I do when I rise is drink a full glass of water. Simple, yes, but deeply powerful. After 7 or 8 hours without fluids, your blood becomes thicker. Your organs, especially your kidneys and heart, have to work harder. Your brain, which is 75% water, starts running on low power. And yet, most people wait hours before rehydrating. In centenarian communities like Okinawa and Sardinia, people begin their day with water, often warm, sometimes infused with lemon or herbs. It thins the blood, wakes the digestive system, and kickstarts circulation. There's even research from the European Hydration Institute showing that morning hydration reduces stroke risk and improves memory in adults over 65. So I tell my patients this. Before coffee, before news, drink life into your cells. Want a boost? Add a squeeze of lemon, not for flavor, but for the vitamin C and natural antioxidants that gently support your immune system and kidneys. Number 2, step outside for 10-15 minutes of morning sunlight. The next thing Mrs. Sato did each morning was step outside, barefoot on the earth, turning her face to the sky, even if it was cloudy. That small act is something most of us now overlook. But natural light is medicine, especially in the morning. Why? Because it tells your brain, the day has begun. It resets your body's circadian rhythm, balancing your hormones. especially melatonin and cortisol. And it helps your skin produce vitamin D, which supports bones, brain, and mood. In fact, a study from the National Institute on Aging found that daily morning sunlight lowered dementia risk by 37% in older adults. Even on overcast days, natural light is 50 to 100 times brighter than anything indoors. So, if you can, step out with your water, look up, breathe deeply. Feel the day beginning not just outside you, but inside you. Can't go outside? Sit near a bright window. Let your body know the sun is rising. Number 3, do 10 minutes of gentle movement or stretching. The older we get, the more we notice it. Stiffness. In the knees, the hips, the back. It whispers at first, then starts shouting. But what many don't realize is that those first 10 minutes after waking are a golden opportunity to stop that stiffness from settling in. When you move gently, intentionally, you lubricate your joints, awaken your lymph system, and spark something remarkable inside your cells. Autophagy. That's your body's way of cleaning up old damaged parts to make room for renewal. A study from the Mayo Clinic showed that seniors who engaged in light morning movement, like stretching, Tai Chi, or even walking around the block, had 65% less joint deterioration over time. And here's what I've seen in my own practice. Patients who stretch or move each morning don't just stay more flexible, they stay more confident. They trust their bodies again, and that trust is everything. Not sure where to begin? Try 5 slow stretches in bed. Or stand and roll your shoulders, ankles, and hips. Or walk to the end of your street and back. Slow is fine. Just begin. Number 4, eat a protein and fiber-rich breakfast. Now we come to food, not just any food, but the kind that fuels longevity. Too many people still reach for toast, cereal, or skip breakfast altogether. But in the oldest living communities, breakfast is sacred. It's where they pack in nutrients that protect muscle, balance blood sugar, and reduce inflammation. Let's be clear. After age 50, you begin losing muscle naturally, a condition called sarcopenia. And without enough protein and fiber, that loss speeds up. That's why I urge all my patients to aim for at least 25 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber each morning. The Longevity Nutrition Institute found that this kind of breakfast can lower inflammatory markers by over 50%. Think Greek yogurt with chia seeds, eggs with sautéed spinach, a smoothie with nut butter and oats, even beans on whole grain toast. Protein builds you, fiber cleans you. Together, they protect you. Number 5, stimulate your brain with mental activity. After breakfast, I asked Mrs. Sato what she did next. She smiled again and said, "I read something that makes me feel alive." Every morning, she would sit by her window and read a poem, a bit of scripture, or a letter from an old friend. It wasn't just ritual, it was nourishment for the mind and soul. Research from Harvard shows that older adults who engage in daily cognitive stimulation, especially first thing in the morning, maintain sharper memory and slower brain aging. But here's the key. It must spark something inside you. That could be a crossword, a chapter of a good book, a spiritual reflection, even 5 minutes of journaling. It's not about productivity, it's about presence. It sets the tone for the rest of your mental day. Find something that lights you up, not just stimulates your brain, but softens your heart. That's the sweet spot. Number 6, speak to one human being before 9 a.m. One of the most surprising longevity predictors. Early social contact. Loneliness is more dangerous than obesity or smoking, and yet many older adults go hours or days without real connection. Mrs. Sato made it a point to greet her neighbor each morning. A wave, a few words. It didn't need to be long, but it reminded her, "I belong to the world." A UCLA study found that seniors who spoke with someone within the first few hours of their day had lower blood pressure, better immune markers, and reduced risk of depression. Why? Because human connection regulates our nervous system. It calms the body, grounds the mind. No one nearby? Call a friend. Greet your mail carrier. Even a short chat with someone at the store can shift your chemistry. Connection isn't just emotional, it's biological. Number 7. Set one gentle intention for the day. Before I left her home, Mrs. Sato did something I'll never forget. She stood at her doorway, looked out toward the sea, and whispered, "Today, I will be kind." That was her intention, not a to-do list, not a goal, just a quiet promise to herself. Modern science calls it intention setting. It has roots in both Eastern tradition and Western psychology. And it works. Studies show that older adults who begin the day with a mindful intention, whether gratitude, patience, or focus, experience more emotional resilience and less anxiety throughout the day. So take a moment. After breakfast, after stretching, place your hand on your chest and ask, "How do I want to move through this day?" Let that whisper guide you. I remember saying goodbye to Mrs. Sato that morning. She handed me a small satsuma from her garden and said, "One day, you will be old too. Choose well now." Years later, I think of her every morning when I rise. Because longevity isn't found in pills or procedures. It lives in the quiet, repeatable rhythms we create each day. So if you're over 50, begin here, not with a full transformation, but with one glass of water, one moment of sun, one stretch, one mindful breath. Your future isn't written in genetics. It's written in mornings. Choose well. If this video helps you, hit subscribe now for more life-changing tips. Send it to your caregiver. They'll thank you.